July is National Disaster Consciousness Month. In line with this, the Department of Interior and Local Government has lined up various activities to better equip communities, especially in Metro Manila, in times of emergency. And to tell us more about this, we have in the studio DILG-NCR Director Renato Brion. Good morning, Director.
Good morning. Nice to see DAYBREAK in live setting.
I thank you so much. You've been watching us.
Yeah, cable. Yeah.
So, sir, we understand that July is National Disaster Month. So, what were your activities so far, and will you have a culminating activity within the week?
Yeah, we have a culminating activity tomorrow, which we call Mutual Aid Rescue. No? The program will set a collaboration between local government units in different events of rescue. So it starts with a scenario of a massive earthquake devastating large parts of Metro Manila, affecting 3, 4 or more local government units. And in this situation, we have devised 6 scenarios to respond to different disasters that may occur as a result of a massive earthquake. So we have designed collapsed structure search and rescue. We have also crashed vehicle extrication and rescue. Third, height safety and rope rescue. Fourth, firefighting rescue. Fifth, hazardous materials rescue. And the last one will be emergency medical services, which will appear in all the 5 scenarios.
Are all LGUs equipped to conduct such rescue operations should the need arise?
At least half of Metro Manila is, but we have the most established capabilities in the cities of Makati, Pasay, Marikina. Emerging very strongly is Pasay, Caloocan, even Muntinlupa.
What about in other parts of the country, sir? Would they have the same capability?
Many highly urbanized cities, they've been beefing up in their skills and tools, gadgets, equipment.
It looks like you have all the measures covered when it comes to when a disaster happens, and you have the search and rescue operations. You've also informed the public in regards to the drills, because I know schools have been doing it last month. Some schools have been doing the emergency drills, evacuation drills. Now, what about preventative measures, such as, I don't know if that's your department, but maybe checking the buildings if they're up to code, because some structures are old and, and can collapse, and it's happened in other countries when there's a strong earthquake.
It's been a good part of our activities, although of course prevention and maintenance is largely taken care of by the DOST, Department of Science and Technology. We have a running engagement with the DOST. Until last week, we engaged them in launching the National Science and Technology Week, in which we featured the latest in technologies and protocols in terms of rainfall monitoring, flood forecasting, the tools and gadgets for street level sensor of floods. And there's a new computer tablet which is called Moses, that will help each and every locality monitor rainfall, flooding, and other disaster events.
Who will pay for the tablet, and will all LGUs be provided with the Moses tablet?
Well, at the moment, there are only 10 demonstration units. We've been together with the company which developed it. It's a pure Filipino group of technicians and software programmers who developed the Moses tablet. Until Thursday and Friday last week, we brought teams from the DOST and the local company teaching people how to operate MOSES. Perhaps in matter of days, it will be available for distribution to firstly in the NCR, and then in perhaps until before the end of next month throughout the country.
Okay, are there any new gadgets or equipments that will be used for, let's say, flood rescue operations for those who are stranded, compared to what happened last year? This year, are you going to be using new equipment? Or
None as yet. Well, for transporting people and commodities, especially relief goods, we'll still rely with the good old 6x6 trucks. But in some strategic areas, for example, along Mangan Floodway, we have 4 barangays with standby motorized boats. The same in along Marikina River, from the boundary to Mana down to the city proper, and so on.
What are the obstacles that you are facing now? Clearly, you already have measures in place, and I'm pretty sure meron na po kayong standard operating procedures on how to respond or to mitigate certain
Well, there are many. We can categorize them into structural and behavioral. On the structural plane, it's too bad that we have already reached the maximum capacity of our waterways and our culverts and canals. Here in Metro Manila, there are too few remaining creeks and other waterways. And those remaining are rather shallow and narrow because of increasing pace of urbanization, population growth.
Will the transfer
that's been a problem.
Will the transfer of the informal settlers resolve
that
that
will
problem?
help. In fact, the bigger concern of the DILG now, and particularly here in the National Capital Region, is a program by which we can help informal settler families, especially those living on top of the waterway, esteros, or within the 3-meter legal easement.
You mentioned about behavioral. Just one
Yes.
lang. Is that
Well,
a major, a more difficult problem to
attitudes.
resolve?
We still struggle with bahala na. Wala kaming ibang lugar, kapit patalim kami rito. That's always a problem. But nevertheless, we've organized them. We've been teaching them basics, protocols, matter of life saving, the devices necessary to use, the necessary steps by which to go to safe areas immediately.
Okay. Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much. Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
coming.
joining us this morning. Director Renato Brion, DILG-NCR.